She be ready to kick him.
I know how she feels. Both of y'all are in the same chat room and can clearly see what the other person dislikes about you. My advice to you is just that. It's advice. Sweetheart, you don't get deported in America for selling drugs. You go to jail.
The Winksays Show is brought to you by Alkaline, the Water King. Alkazone Antioxidant Lifestyle Water is created to help you get the most out of every drop. The innovative combination of essential alkaline and antioxidant minerals is infused with purified water and results in a distinctive 9.5 plus water that tastes crisp, clean, and smooth.
Hey guys, thank you so much for coming back. You're watching the Winksays Show with your host, of course, me, Winksays. Today we're going to get right into today's topic, which is deadbeat relationships. If you see my eyes wandering, that's only because I have more than one camera on me and the guys like to catch, whichever angle is the best. So I received a lot of emails, and in the emails, I had a lot of young women, middle-aged women, and surprisingly, a few of them were seniors in bad relationships and wanted advice as to how do they make their relationship better, or how do they get out the deadbeat relationship they're in. And my advice to you is just that. It's advice. I don't proclaim to be a relationship expert or a marriage counselor. I just go off of experiences that I've had throughout my life and experiences that I've witnessed with friends. I have a lot of married friends. I have a lot of friends in relationships. I have a lot of single friends. So when you have that type of company around you, what you get is you get a lot of experience and you hear a lot of different stories and you get a lot of different point of views. So that's what I'm going to give to you today. I'm going to give you the point of views from my point of view. And what you can do, you can sit around with your girlfriends and you can discuss it. If you don't feel like I'm right, I have very tough skin. Drop me a comment. Let me know. Say, Wayne, I don't agree with you. And, we can discuss it maybe later on in the next show. Maybe we'll discuss it on my blog. Hey, maybe we'll discuss it right here on my Facebook page. So let's get into the topic of how do we get into a bad relationship. You get into a bad relationship when you get into a relationship with a stranger. When you're entering into relationships, the first thing you do is you ask the person their name. And back in the 80s, when I first started dating, we didn't have social media to help us get to know the person better or see a picture of the person. We did have pen pal, but in pen pal you could be getting a picture of anybody just like social media. But there weren't a lot of long distance relationship things going on today. I mean, back then like they are today. Today you have a ton of long distance relationship. What shocked me, I was actually shocked to find out that there are actually a lot of people out there who actually have a full-blown relationship, and some people, surprisingly, are married long distance, and that blows my mind. It's one of those things that blow your mind, like women who marry men in prison. That's a dead giveaway that you're in a bad relationship. How do you get into a bad relationship? Get into a relationship with a stranger, someone you do not know, because you haven't asked him questions. Ladies, if you meet a man on social media, you have Google. You can Google him. You can pay $2.99. There are all different type of websites that are out there to help you find out information on the person that you may be calling your significant other in the future. So, those are just ways right there to help you find out who you're dating. And when you're in a relationship with a person, your relationship needs to start out as communication, not lust. When you start out a relationship with lust, you don't have a relationship. What you have is sex dating.
The Winksays Show is brought to you by Alkaline, the Water King. Alkazone Antioxidant Lifestyle Water is created to help you get the most out of every drop. The innovative combination of essential alkaline and antioxidant minerals is infused with purified water and results in a distinctive 9.5 plus water that tastes crisp, clean, and smooth.
I just made that up. What you have is sex dating. You're sex dating. You're not dating. When you're dating, you're going out, you're learning more about the person, you're getting to know their friends, you're getting to know their environment, you're getting comfortable in their comfort zone, and they're getting comfortable in your comfort zone. I mean, sometimes I just get flabbergasted as to how people see what's going on today all over social media in relationships and all over YouTube. And they know these people are bad people, and they get into relationships with them anyway. That's number two. If you get into a relationship with someone that you know for a fact was in a very bad relationship, whether it's his or her fault, you knew that relationship didn't go well. I'm not saying that your relationship won't go well, but what I'm saying is, you need to find out what really happened in that previous relationship that made it so bad that you heard about it, because that previous relationship can become your future relationship, because baggage comes over. Whether you wish to believe it or not, baggage comes from one relationship to the next. I have a lot of people, they inbox me, they say, well, if people don't have God in their relationship, they're not gonna have a good relationship. I don't believe that, only because, so Christians don't attack me, I'm gonna get there. The reason why I don't believe that is because you have so many different religions, and you have so many different people with different beliefs, and you have people in different relationships with different beliefs that have long-lasting relationships. So you have to remember that God is your heavenly Father, takes care of everything out there. You're given this physical body to take care of everything here, and people get mistaken with, sometimes God don't want the job of managing your relationship. That is your responsibility with the free will that you've been given. Now, cutting away from religion, because I'm not going to make this show about religion. So, moving back into the whole relationship ordeal, you pretty much know if you got a good guy or if you have a bad guy. If you have a guy that does not work when you meet him, and he's unemployed by choice, and when I say by choice, meaning he's deliberately not going to work, ladies, he's deliberately not seeking a job, you might want to take that as a sign, as this might not end up as a good relationship. Now, I'm not saying that a woman can't be the provider in the relationship if she chooses to, because a lot of women choose to be the provider and have the man at home. It's not something I would do. I'd rather both of us work. But usually women, if you choose a man that just has no ambition to work, and when you meet him, he just has no ambition to work and he just want to be taken care of, it's going to become a problem at some point. My sister shared with me something that I just had to agree with her on. She said women, they stick with these deadbeat guys for a certain amount of years, and then when they're like 40, they look over and he's looking old, and she's looking worn out and old because she's just been carrying so much of his baggage. Or here comes the flip side. Here comes the or he's looking great because he's taken care of all his life, and you're looking old and worn down and tired. So I would definitely stay away from that type of relationship. Men, if you get into a relationship with a woman who doesn't motivate you, she isn't motivated. She has her whole focus is just to have you take care of her. You're going to end up with a problem at some point unless you're that type of man that just wants to take care of his woman. I just believe that people, period, should be motivated to do something. I was a housewife for many years, so I do not knock down women that stay at home with their children or women who choose to be housewives. I just say if you decide to be a housewife, don't lose yourself. Find yourself and do something that you like. You could knit sweaters, make scarves, create a magazine, create a blog. It's just so much you can do sitting at home. And guys, if you just have a woman that she just likes to sit at home, at some point it's going to become a problem for you, because you're going to want to go to football games with the guys. You're going to want to go to the Super Bowl. You want to go just to hang out with the guys, and you're going to have that possessive type woman that just likes sitting home, and she's not going to want you anywhere but with her, and that creates a problem. So that is just my view of another deadbeat relationship in the making. Also, men, when you're dating women that are just controlling, I mean, you can't hang with your boys unless you get approval from her. You can't go to the store unless she's in the car with you. You can't get on the phone unless she knows who you're talking to. You can't get on the internet unless she knows what website you're going to. You have a mother, you're 12 years old again. The woman is too controlling, and at some point it's going to raise your blood pressure. You're always going to be arguing and fighting about every little thing, unless that's just what you're into and you want to be controlled. Those are telltale signs that you might not be in the relationship that was meant for you. A lot of relationships are meant for different people. There are different things in relationship that people go through that they actually like. So, I won't be the one to knock you down if you're a man that likes to be controlled by your woman. I just say, and I truly believe that your relationship would do so much better if both of you had things that both of you like to do outside one another. When you make the relationship totally about you, you block out friends. Neither one of you have friends. You're each other's only friend. And here's what happens with that. You block your family out. You block your friends out. You block your co-workers out. Your only friend is your spouse. One day your spouse dies. And you have no one to talk to, because you didn't even build that relationship with your children, if you have any. So they go about their business and they learn to be the type of adults that you've taught them, and how to handle relationships the way you taught them, and that's just closed in. And that's not what you want. That's not healthy. Everyone needs friends. Everyone needs someone to talk to. Women, you should not get upset if your man is on the phone with his boy and they're having conversation. It's just regular manly conversations. Trust me, straight men do not like to hang out on the telephone. So, there's nothing really to worry about. When you want to worry if your man is on the phone and it's about something other than what it's supposed to be, unless it's work related or they're in a heated conversation about sports, then it might be another woman. But if he's just taking calls from his boys, if he just want to go to the park for a run, if he just want to go to the store just to grab an ice cream by himself, let that man him go. Stop holding that man down to your rules. Those are your rules. You cannot walk through life inflicting your rules on another human being. That person was given their own brain and their own body to move about for a reason. Relationships works better when there's communication and understanding of the needs of one another and what you want and what the both of you want in a relationship. I am not Chloe. This is, I'm not a 1-800 psyche number. I'm not a marriage counselor. I'm not even a relationship therapist. I'm just a woman who shares her opinion and her experiences with my viewing audience. So Samantha allowed me to tell her story. Samantha met a guy, and they were in Miami when she met the guy. And she said he was just gorgeous. She said he was Dominican. Samantha, she meets this guy in Miami, and he's gorgeous. She said he's gorgeous. He's everything she's ever seen herself being to a man. So she said he comes over to her table. She's out with some friends. She's in the country for a wedding. And she meets this guy. And she said they hit it off real well. They have a few drinks. They go back to the hotel. They have sex. And they continue seeing one another after this. That rarely happens. But they continue seeing each other after, just meeting each other and having sex on the first date. So she says that they are now 3 months ahead. She's extended her stay in the States. And 3 months ahead, her and the guy, they get married. So she says that she marries the guy, and Samantha has money, but not a lot of money, but she has enough money to sustain herself until she finds employment. And after they're married, she has to go through this really vicious thing of getting herself legalized in the United States, because what a lot of people don't know, it's not as easy to become an American citizen in the United States anymore. So you have to go through, a lot of different things. I'm not going to get into that. That'll be for another show. But anyway, so Samantha has her money moved from an African bank to a Miami bank. Samantha goes out, she tries to find employment, but because she's not an American citizen yet, she can't find the employment that she wants, so she goes to the embassy to get a work visa. And that was the first time I ever heard of that someone could extend their stay and then go get a work visa. But anyway, Samantha did it. She got a work visa. She was able to find really good employment. So Samantha says one day she's at work and she get a call that police are at her house. She leaves work, she go home, police have just ravaged through all her things. He's nowhere to be found. And they find drugs. And they find a lot of drugs in her house. The house is in her name. He's nowhere on that lease. Someone tipped them off. They didn't even give a name of who drugs they were. She's dealing with the police now. They're all over her house. And get this, here comes the crazier part. The man he told her he was not. The name he had given her was a guy that was dead. Had been dead 10 years. So she now finding out she wasn't even married to this guy. He didn't have a job. I asked her, did you think to ask him, what do you do for a living? How do you get by? How is it that you just get to walk around and be so fine? What do you do? She didn't ask him. So she had a hard time proving those weren't her drugs. So what she did was what she said she do? She said she had to find him on her own. and she found him on her own. Guess where? Take one wild guess. In the same spot where she found him. So she records him, saying that he married her under this false name. She also records him saying that those drugs was hers and he was so sorry. He didn't mean to pull her into that, but one of his boys snitched on him because he was hating, because he had married a beautiful woman and they had a nice house, living a life in Miami. And he just had to get away because he wasn't going back to jail. Back, keyword, back to jail. And the most cringing part in all of this is Samantha said she felt sorry for him. So Samantha, and I almost called her Dodo, Samantha goes back. She's thinking about it. If whether or not she's going to give them the tape that clears her. You're in a foreign country and you are about to go to jail in a foreign country. Sweetheart, you don't get deported in America for selling drugs. You go to jail. So she's thinking about if whether or not she's going to give them the video and audio tape that clears her. So she says she has to go see him one more time. So she goes to see this guy. And guess what? He's on his knees in the same restaurant asking another woman to marry him. Bar, restaurant, whatever it was. To marry him. The average person would just walk out. Before she just leaves, she confronts him. Why? Do you need a why? You don't need a freaking why. So she contacts me to say, I don't know what to do because I still love him. I say either you turn him in or they're going to turn you in. So what are you going to do? So she turns him in. And now she's in a country. She doesn't know anyone. She doesn't have any family. She doesn't have any friends. All she has is a visa and a court date. Ladies, let that be a lesson that you have to be smarter than a fifth grader when you're getting into a relationship. If a fifth grader gets into a relationship and it goes bad, you kind of knew it was going to go bad because it's a fifth grader. But if you as an adult get into a relationship with a criminal or a person you didn't even decide to check out, you should not be surprised if your relationship goes bad, if it falls and it crumbles. All of us has something in our past that we just do not like. But sometimes you have to go find it out. When it's somebody else coming into your life, into your world, you have to go find it out. Deadbeat relationships are deadbeat because the two people that went into that relationship went in with deadbeat tendencies. My name is Winksays, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for joining me.
The Winksays Show is brought to you by Alkaline, the Water King.